Welcome to the Your Business on Purpose podcast, the ultimate resource for women business owners looking to confidently navigate their entrepreneurial journey while upholding their principles. I'm Dawnette Palmore, your host and fellow entrepreneur. Join me as we immerse ourselves in illuminating conversations with accomplished experts spanning various fields across the business spectrum. Together, we'll unearth strategic insights into seizing opportunities and ensuring that your business is equipped with the essential elements aligned with your purpose and values. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Your Business on Purpose podcast. I'm your host, Dawnette Palmore, and today we are going to be talking about working less and earning more. I'm excited to hear what our guest has to say, but let me introduce you first. This is Kirsten, and she understands that time is the most valuable asset for business owners. That's why she helps them transition from being invisible to gaining visibility with the right audiences. Through strategic video marketing and podcast guesting, Kirsten empowers business owners to build an authority and generate quality leads. Plus, the support of a VA, business owners can free up their time to focus on growing their income. Kirsten, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I love this topic, and I think you and I are going to have a blast talking about making more money and having bigger profit margins.
Yes, I'm excited about that. But before we get started, tell us a little bit more about you and what you do.
Okay, so my background is actually real estate. I started selling real estate in the late 80s. I went on to own a mortgage company and a title company, and so did a lot of consulting with clients who needed to get rid of debt so that they could afford to buy a house. So really started helping people with that and coaching them to improve their credit scores and things like that. Did that for over 20 years. And I was very active in our community, and I did a lot of loans for self-employed people. So I would see their business tax returns and their personal tax returns. And then inevitably they'd take me to lunch to quote unquote pick my brain. So I mentored other business owners for a little over a decade before I started actually business coaching. And so I really think of myself as a business coach and an outsourcing specialist, because I feel like, especially for women, we need to start delegating so that we can really focus on the reason why we started our business and how we can have the biggest impact.
I love that. And I think as women, we don't like to ask for help. We think that we should have it all figured out and all the things. And whether you're a Bible reader or not, people say, oh, the Proverbs 31 woman. But if you read into that, she had help. She didn't do it by herself. So all that to say, get help. There's nothing wrong with that. So I love that. I'm excited about this topic. So tell us, one, why do you think women want to or try to wear all the hats? I don't want to say we want to, but why do you think we try to wear all these hats?
I think a lot of it comes down to self-worth. A lot of our self-worth is tied up in doing rather than being. We like to do and please and help everyone. I think also it's interesting because I feel like our female clients become the most amazing bosses ever. But I think women initially, they don't see themselves as good at delegating, leading, or managing, which is total baloney, because if you think about it, most of them run the finances at the house. They're leading and growing their children. So they are incredible leaders. And so when they finally realize that they already have the skill set, it's just a matter of learning how to bring on the right people on your team and delegating the right task to them. And I love the saying that we lead people, we manage tasks. So we really lean into standard operating procedures and workflows and project management software. And once our clients understand that piece of it, it's amazing. It's a game changer. And I've always had businesses where I've had employees. So things that I was not expecting when we first started out on this journey was how many women said things to us like, I feel like a real business owner now. Or I had no idea how much I was literally beating myself up because I couldn't do it all. And I was comparing myself to other people. And then once I got the support, I realized, one, I shouldn't do it all. And nobody else was doing it all. And I'd just been beating myself up for years, and to just see them grow their confidence. And also we forget that being self-employed is often very isolating. And so that was the other thing that we found is so many of our clients love having their marketing virtual assistant or their software virtual assistant because now they have this person on their team that they're meeting with regularly. And it does make the journey more fun when you're bouncing creative ideas off of someone else.
Yes, and having conversations with someone else.
Exactly. Yes.
So when you said, "Oh, we are natural managers," right? Because we
Yes.
do have a household. So whenever I stayed at home for 20 years with my kids while we ran the business, when people asked what I did, I said I was a domestic engineer because
Yes.
that's what we are. We're domestic engineers that get, we don't get monetary things, but we have that trouble translating that into business and accepting money for it.
Mhm. Exactly. And I think
Yeah.
that's the other thing is for some reason, even though, we do a lot of outsourcing overseas, so even though our clients are getting very affordable help, they're spending only a couple $100 a month on help. It is amazing how because now they have the responsibility of paying this person and they've got this person who they want to have on their team long term and they know that the paycheck that they provide to that person can really change their lives. All of a sudden, you do see their shift in their money mindset with they are more
Mm,
willing to charge and they're often willing to go up on their prices because I think they take themselves more seriously.
interesting. Okay, I love that. Like it's more real to them.
It
Like
is way
this,
more real to them. Yes.
and I
Mhm.
can do it.
Yes, exactly.
That's fabulous. So, um, why do you think women also struggle to balance? I mean, there's no real balance, right? Balance is
Mhm.
whatever season of life we're in, but I guess more like personal priorities with business growth. How do we balance that?
Mm.
How do we
Right.
really? I mean, juggle all the hats, even though we've set some aside. Obviously, we can't set them all. We still have to manage
Right.
people and things like that. But how can we really just what's the word I'm looking for? Find like because I don't like using the word balance because there really is no such thing as the word balance,
Right.
right? But just being at peace and not and lowering our stress level through whatever season it is that we're trying to get through. Does that make sense? Ah, we froze. Ah, let me know when you can hear me, or I can't hear you yet. I think one of it. I'm not sure if you're frozen or I'm frozen. Ah, what happened? Oh, she's green again. It says everything's fine. Well, let's. Okay, so not using the word balance, but how can we find a way to bring in harmony, our personal priorities, and our business growth?
So first of all, I think it's being grateful for the fact that we do own our time and
Mm,
we get to choose how we schedule our days. And I think it's really important to understand when we have a lot of energy and when we don't, because we're all very different. So basically, Jeannie and I work basically 4 days a week. We work Monday through Thursday. On Fridays, sometimes we have a quick meeting. Sometimes we'll work a half a day on a Friday if we're working on a project. But it really changes your mindset when you realize that first of all, you're always going to have a long to-do list. It's never ever going to be done. So accepting that as a business owner is just part of the reality. It's just like laundry. It's never ever really done.
yeah.
And so accepting that and then prioritizing what's important. The other thing is I think not chasing that shiny object syndrome. It's so easy. There's so many different opportunities out there and different tools and things we can do. And so we really plan our year and we then break it down by quarters. So we're working really hard to not take on multiple big projects each quarter. That has really helped us, is to look at our whole year, plan based on quarters, then break that down to the month and then to the week. And just accepting the fact that you're going to have incredible opportunities that come along. Sometimes you just have to say the timing's not right. Or if that's an opportunity we feel like we should pursue, what can we take off of our plate? Are we doing something that's not getting enough traction? Is there something else we could delegate? Could we remove something by hiring someone else part-time and delegating something else? So it really is, I think, just having those conversations with yourself and realizing that we want to live. We don't want to work. We want to work to live, not live to work, right? Which is
Right.
hard when you love what you do. Like, I love what I do, and I know you do as well. So I never resent working or doing things late in the evenings or really early in the mornings or whatever, because I love what I do. But I also know I'm a happier person when I'm out doing social things and having,
Mhm.
quiet time to read a book. And, most of the time I spend Friday afternoons by the pool. So just finding what recharges you, I think, is really important.
I love that. What recharges us? Yes. And not sitting behind our computer all day, right? Because it's
Yes.
very easy to do, especially as you said, it's very isolating. And now that everything, so much stuff has transitioned to behind a computer, it's very easy not to leave this desk.
Well, and it's interesting because as a business coach, and I will be curious to hear your point of view, I don't really feel like there's no such thing as that fully online business or a fully offline business, right? It's really become both. And a lot of times I find that clients are really working so hard online to build their business and they may not get traction. And if you live in a halfway decent sized city, I'll tell you right now, there's $1 million of revenue in your own backyard. So sometimes
Mhm.
getting out and joining the local chamber or joining different networking groups, it gets you out from behind that computer. And I think it enhances our lives in a way because we're building one-on-one relationships or group relationships with people that we actually are meeting in person and that you can run and have a cup of coffee with. And I think that's really important to our overall social health and our well-being. But again, it's also great for your bottom line.
Yeah. No, it's very true because we do need that community. We do need
Mhm.
to make connections. Um, Usually, thinking about when you buy, do you really buy because there was an ad on Instagram, right? Like when you buy a service and you've paid a lot of money for something, you're not usually buying it from some AI thing on the internet.
Right,
It's usually a
exactly.
connection you've made with somebody. Um,
Absolutely.
so what are some ways you have people get VAs, you coach people in doing that, which is great. So what are some other, like, thinking about what can we outsource when we're thinking about, all the things we do with our business, what do you think we should be outsourcing?
So one of the things we really encourage people to outsource is part of their marketing. So my business partner, Jeannie, has a degree in marketing. She's an incredible graphic designer. She's incredibly creative. And it's interesting because if we're talking about a landing page or we're talking about something and I can see her light up because you can just see she's envisioning it, I will say, do you want to do this or do you want to delegate it? And sometimes she'll say, oh, my husband's playing rugby this weekend and my kids are off doing stuff. I'm going to spend a couple hours on Saturday just sinking my teeth into this project because it's creative and I want to do it. And other times she'll say, we got a lot going on. I'm going to delegate it because I know they can do just as good of a job and I'll get excited seeing what they come back with. So I feel like marketing is an easy thing to delegate because
Mhm.
I always say I do not need to know how to edit a video to be able to tell the editor what I like and dislike. Oh, that transitions too fast. I prefer smooth transitions. Or that B-roll doesn't really talk to our ideal client. Change it to be more like this. So I can coach someone in doing things like video editing, even though I don't know how to do that myself. So a lot of times it's the time consuming things, posting on social media, video editing, audio editing, graphic design, all of those things need to be done. In fact, this blew my mind. Google has a survey that they did, and it's it's the 7-11-4 rule. I don't know if you've
Okay.
heard this.
No.
People need to watch 7 hours of your content. They need to come in contact with you at least 11 times online or booking a call with you or seeing your ad or whatever. And they usually track you across at least 4 platforms. So 7 hours of
Wow.
content,
I'm
11
going to write this down. This is a
yeah.
good note here.
And you can look up the article. It's fantastic. So when you think about marketing, it's something that needs to be done at scale. It's something that needs to be done consistently. And I feel like, our clients are better off showing up, delivering great content, either hosting a fantastic podcast interview or creating a fantastic talking head style video, really delivering their message, and then let someone else take care of all the back end production. So that's one of the things we really focus on. Also, bookkeeping. Um, I feel like business owners can be infamous for getting behind on taxes or just not really understanding where their money's going. So, bookkeeping, it's again very affordable to outsource, and it really gives you the opportunity to meet with that bookkeeping virtual assistant once a month and really learn and understand where your money's going and to be able to make smart decisions in order to improve your profit margins.
Yes.
And the other thing is technology. Oh my gosh. Spending time building funnels or different landing pages or figuring out a tech issue. It's just generally not the best use of our time, and it's usually very frustrating. So a lot of our clients lead into software virtual assistants. So
Okay.
thinking about what you don't like to do or what is maybe something of it you enjoy, but it's busy work. So either you don't like doing it or you realize it's busy work and it's not really moving the needle. Those are things I really feel like you should delegate.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. And I feel like if we're not a professional in it, it takes us like maybe 5 times as longer to do it.
And resentment. Oh, I hate doing that. Yeah. Who wants to live their life like that?
Yes, yes. I had a virtual assistant doing all my marketing and my social media, and then she had to go back to her full-time job. So I was like, oh, I'll just do it. It should only take me an hour or two a week. No.
No.
So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I got to find a new one because this is not, it's taking way too much time.
Well, there's a flip side of this, and this is where I think women become great employers. When you fully understand that you're hiring someone to work in their unique ability and do what they love. The our marketing virtual assistants, they love graphic design. They love video editing. They love being creative. They get so excited about all the posts that they're creating. And that's amazing. They're doing what they love and they're passionate about it. Same thing with the bookkeeping virtual assistants, other software VAs. They're leaning into their God-given talents and doing what they love doing. And so when you realize that you're employing people who really get to use their skills and their abilities and spend most of their day. Nobody gets to spend their entire day doing everything that you love, but they
Yeah,
get to spend most of their day doing what they are really great at, they enjoy doing. I think that's really where the magic happens.
I love that. And also thinking about, you're also helping another small business, you're supporting a
Yes.
family, and you
Mhm.
guys are doing this together because we do need a team around us. We can't do it all by ourselves. No one does it all by themselves. If they tell you they are, they're not telling you the truth. They have lots of help. And I think it's just even like, well, we get a housekeeper, right?
Mhm.
Because it's a lot to keep up with the house and
Yes.
cleaning and trying to run a business and doing all the things. And like me, if your kids grow up, you don't have anybody to help you clean the house anymore.
You don't have those
You-
kids to delegate it to.
yeah, you don't. And so you're like, oh my gosh, I got to do all this, myself. And so then you got to say, okay, well, I got to get help. Same with the yard. Like it's also trading our time for dollars, right? Like, are
Mhm.
we focused on something of our zone of genius, as you have said,
Yes.
so that we can focus on money making activity, or are we focused on trying not to spend money, but we are because we're not making money out there mowing the lawn ourselves, right?
Yes.
We have to think about those things and um, what really is worth our time and what is not.
Yeah, and I think if you're a gardener and you enjoy doing things, like some people really just enjoy cutting their grass. If it's something you really enjoy doing, it relaxes you, it kind of puts you in that zen place, it makes you feel like you're communing with nature. By all means, continue to do it because again, it's feeding your soul. But if
Yeah,
you're out there huffing and puffing and sweating and resenting every minute of it, I do agree you're better off to work that 2 hours instead of cutting the grass and you could probably make 3 or 4 times the amount of money you're going to pay someone to cut your grass.
yeah,
And so it really is. And I think life becomes a lot easier and a lot just more enjoyable when we get to spend our time really doing what we enjoy doing and what we're really good at doing, and serving people. If I can serve more
Mm.
people at a higher level because I'm not doing these other things, then I'm truly, making a difference.
Yes. Yes, I love that because when we're in our, giftedness, we're allowing other people to be in theirs, which is allowing other people like, it's such a
Mhm.
ripple effect
Mhm.
that we don't see, but if we just take a moment to be like, "Oh my gosh, this is gonna ripple
Right.
out," and hopefully it ripples out for generations.
Absolutely, yes, and, it's also interesting as business owners, you take a lot of risk. You don't have that paycheck. You're the
Yeah.
one funding your retirement account. You're the one paying your taxes. You're the one paying your health insurance. When you think about that responsibility and all of that risk that you're taking, you really have to be smart about what you choose to do with your time. And again, I think it can get into, well, that's, only posh people have their house cleaned or their yards done. But again, it's doing the math and just figuring out, if I work a couple extra hours a week instead of doing this, can I really grow my business by another $30,000 or $40,000 a year, or 10,000 or 100,000, whatever that looks like for you. And will you get better? The more time we spend working in our business on the
Mhm.
part that really generates money, not all the other stuff, then we're going to start making more money, being more efficient at how we do things that bring in the money, and again, serving people at a higher level.
Yeah. That's what we're all here for in different
Absolutely.
capacities, right? I love
Yes.
it. I love it. Okay, so I think this was really good, like, just encouraging women to outsource, and help other people. Not only does it free up our time, but it reduces our stress, right?
Mhm.
And it's going to increase our profitability if we're getting the right person in there and they're doing it. We can focus
Yes.
on what is generating our dollars, which is what we're trying to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting because one of our VAs about 8 or 9 months ago, she was so excited because she was able to buy an air conditioning unit for her parents' bedroom
Oh my
and
gosh.
one for her own bedroom. And then she said, well, I said, and I know your other goal was to buy a generator. And she said, I was able to buy all three. And she said, Kirsten, I didn't know if I would ever even be able to afford to buy one air conditioner,
Oh my
most less having
gosh.
two and then having this generator. So when you realize you are changing lives halfway around the world, that's pretty amazing too.
Yeah, I think sometimes we forget, that, well, well, I don't know where you're at, but I'm in Southern California. It's like everybody has an air conditioner,
Right.
right?
Yes.
We don't see that as a luxury necessarily. Um, and to think about that, wow, like
Mhm.
how, what a way that woman's life got changed, but also her family's.
Mhm.
And now they can be comfortable in their home
Yes.
and, they can make sure their electricity turns on for whatever they need that generator for. Like, ugh, that is so beautiful.
I know. Yeah, I live in Florida, and so our, hot and humid, but not nearly as hot and humid as, say, in the Philippines. And so, like you said, we take it for granted. I can't imagine how grumpy and irritable I would be without air conditioning. I mean, I do know because a couple of times we have hurricanes and we lose power for a couple of days. So
Yes.
I can't imagine, but yeah, and to be able to have these beautiful, wonderful, hardworking people on your team and being able to help them achieve their goals, it really is just amazing that we get to do this. So we get to have these great Zoom meetings with our team that's halfway around the world. I mean, things are just we couldn't really live at a better time.
Yeah, it is exciting. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing all this with us. It's just,
Thank you.
you know, uh, as we've talked about, women just we take on so much, and
Mhm.
I think women are coming to a breaking point where they're like, okay, I need to change and I need to do something. And I know we talk, there's so much talk about burnout, but sometimes people don't really tell you how to stop it. There's not a
Exactly.
solution, and what a great solution! And I can attest to how much stress reducing having an assistant, a VA is, having editors for my podcast. I would not be doing a podcast if I had to edit myself.
Right.
No.
Exactly. Same
In fact,
here.
I shot a video yesterday and told it was like all that it just needed to be chopped up a little bit. And I was like, can you please do this? Like, I'm not it's going to take me 5 days and it's only going to take you probably 20 minutes. Uh, so I can attest to how much they are helpful in our business, and that they give us back so much time. They give us back so much time so that we can focus on what is generating our revenue. So thank you again for being here. So tell us, they're like, okay, I got to get on this. I need a VA. I'm getting burnt out. I'm overwhelmed. I'm pulling my hair out. How can they find you?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you so much for having me. I've so enjoyed this conversation. They can find us at sixfigurebusinesscoaching.com, and that's SIX, figurebusinesscoaching.com. But I also have a gift for your audience.
Oh, awesome.
It's called Double Your Income with a Marketing VA, and they can get that at outsourcingforbosses.com.
Awesome. And we'll have that all in the show notes for you so you don't have to jot it down. And again, thank you guys for being here. Wouldn't have a podcast without my listeners. But remember, conducting business on purpose not only fuels your success, but also propels you towards a purposeful life. So until next time, embrace your journey of intentional business and purposeful living. This podcast is dedicated to you and all the incredible women out there breaking chains, pushing through, and striving to make it all work. Your support truly means the world to me. Could you do me a favor? Be a gem and leave a review. It will help us reach even more women, making a bigger impact. Your feedback is invaluable, and I would genuinely appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, ensuring you never miss an episode. Until next week, live a purposeful life in both your business and your finances.